Hi, it's Dave and Chantel again. Last week, week 5. First, some administrative stuff. For some reason, there is a discrepancy between the end of the semester date as it appears on Canvas, our learning management system, and as it appears in the catalog, in the bulletin, the schedule, everything else. The semester is supposed to go until Friday, August 2nd. For some reason, Canvas will not let me set a due date after Thursday, August 1st. So here's what we're going to do. The discussion post is due Thursday, August 1st because I can't set any due dates in Canvas past that. I'm not going to require any responses to your discussions. You just need to post your response. You don't need to respond to classmates because we just don't have enough time. The due date for the stuff on Turnitin, which includes your in-depth artist analysis and also the week 5 test, that stuff I will take up until Friday, August 2nd, because Turnitin will allow me to set any due date I want. So I will be continuing the semester until Friday, August 2nd, but the discussion posts have to be taken care of by Thursday the 1st, because Canvas just won't let me do anything else. If you have any questions, as always, email me. I'm happy to work through whatever you need. So, postmodernism and globalism. You decided to call it postmodernism and globalism rather than just postmodernism.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the book I traditionally worked from called it that in the chapter, which made sense to me because also in the postmodern era, I mean, we're in the age of the internet. We have the world has become a smaller place. And so the global world influences postmodern quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And the looking at different cultures and identity. Mm-hmm. Who am I also relates to who am I in the world. And, we have a lot closer connections to other places in the world than we used to. I can chat with a friend in Norway.
Right.
And I can do that now, and it's very instant.
Connected. It's hard to study the current moment.
It is.
Much easier to study past moments. We don't know what this period that we're in right now will be called 50, 100 years from now. Maybe it'll be called the postmodern period. Maybe it'll be called something completely else. Maybe an instructor in this course 50, 75 years from now will say, well, there was this thing called postmodernism, but it's not really very important, so we're not going to look at it because this next big thing happened. We don't know what it is. It's right now. That makes it interesting and important, but sort of difficult to categorize like we do the other periods that we already see as being in the past. The postmodern dilemma really is modernism was about being a unique individual and doing something new that nobody has ever done before, and about being able to express yourself in any way you want. There should be no forbidden words. There should be no forbidden topics. We should be able to look at anything. And ultimately art was successful in that. No longer any taboo subjects. Obscenity laws were practically non-existent. It's hard to believe that James Joyce's Ulysses was banned because it contained material about going to the bathroom when it came out in the 1920s, and now that stuff's old hat. The big question in the postmodern dilemma is, what can you do that's new?
Right.
When it seems like everything has been done and there are no boundaries to break down. How do we find boundaries to break down? How do we do new things? And also, how do you do something that somebody else hasn't done? With the advent of recording, cinema, music, it used to be we couldn't record things.
Right.
So that meant the things from the past tended to stay in the past more. Now we could have Bach, we could take Bach, J.S. Bach, a Baroque composer, and Mozart could look at his music, but he couldn't hear. There was no way to record Bach playing it,
Right.
so there had to be an artist to play it. Now we can say, well, we have a definitive recording of this symphony. We don't need any new recordings,
Right.
because we have a definitive one. How do you write a book on a topic that hasn't been covered before? So I think a lot of it is about expanding media.
And some of it is about, riffing on the old and putting a new twist on the
You
old.
mean like remaking old movies into new movies?
Right.
Wow, who would do that?
Live action Lion King.
Yeah, reimagining, reinventing,
Right.
repurposing things, right. And also this notion of deconstruction, taking a look at old things and taking them apart and trying to understand how they work, looking at them in a new way.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of irony in a lot of postmodern things where they do things with that kind of twist of, I know I'm messing with this and I'm messing with this, and so we're kind of in this together. Yeah.
I really like Bob Goldsworthy, the environmental artist.
I do too.
We included some videos that are like, you don't have to watch all of them. I'm just asking you to watch a couple of them. And one of them that I really recommend, not Bob Goldsworthy. Why do I always call him Bob Goldsworthy? Andy Goldsworthy is his name. He's an environmental artist. He does ephemeral art. He uses only natural materials. He doesn't use any tools. He does everything by hand. No glue. Everything is just what he finds in nature. And they're designed to be ephemeral. They hang around for a little while and then they're gone. And they don't leave any trace. And they were all natural materials and they are just of the moment. Some really interesting, cool ideas. Yeah.
There are longer videos about him out there. I just, we included, it's like a 3 or 4 minute video, a quick overview of his works. But it's kind of cool to see them in the environment and in motion.
Yeah.
But if you like his stuff, there's quite a bit out there on him.
Probably my favorite from this era.
Yeah.
So they have videos to watch. We should let them go.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of this stuff is fun.
I think so.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, have a good week. Remember, we are winding down. The semester ends on Friday. I just can't take anything after that because the semester has to end sometime. So, as always, if you have any questions, problems, concerns, send me an email. I'll get back to you just as quick as I can. Have a good week. I've enjoyed getting to know you, and I look forward to maybe teaching you sometime in a face-to-face class. So, take one from me sometime. And don't go to Casper College and take from her. Stay at CWC. Thank you very much. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.